Is it live now? Is that what it's saying?
We are live now. Now, the notification might not pop up this second, but everything we say from this point forward is live. Hey, we just want to welcome you to Tacita Community Church, and we like to call this Acc Talk. My name is Jarrell.
My name's Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And today we have a super cool episode planned for you guys. We are going to be playing a game with you. And so we would love for you guys to play along with us. And so as you guys are joining in the chat, we just want for you to play a game of Would You Rather. All right. So I'm going to give a hypothetical Would You Rather. And you guys are going to answer, and we want you to answer online. All right.
What if we choose not to answer?
This is the rules. You have to answer, and there's no in betweens, no options C's, D's, and E's, A or B.
It's all right. Hypothetical, so I can hypothetically do what I want.
Here is the hypothetical.
This is not. That's what I heard. Did you not hear that?
This is not my official one. This is just a hypothetical.
So you get multiple?
You can have multiple too. Alrighty. Online and for the people in the room. Would you rather have an eternal summer, forever summer, or would you rather have an eternal winter?
It depends. Depends where.
I need temperature ranges.
Like, are we talking a Houston summer and humidity?
Here.
Right here?
Right here.
So Houston summer forever or Chicago winter forever?
Yeah, what's the winner? The winner here too?
You guys are choosing eternal summer or eternal winter. Online, we want to know eternal summer or eternal winter.
Why are you evading our efforts to clarify?
No.
It makes
You
a
guys
difference.
are evading
It makes a
answering.
difference. It makes a difference.
It does make a difference.
I will be unbothered.
Like, is it Michigan eternal summer?
I will take Michigan
You can answer however you
summer
want to.
forever. That's where I'm landing.
Never cold again. No snow.
For sure.
Okay, Rob?
I will take San Diego's winter.
San Diego, their winter is pretty cold.
It's not bad.
It's bad if
It's still nice.
it's bad. All right. It's bad when you get used to their year-round weather. You're like 60 degrees.
If you
It's
live there, then
freezing.
You can still have the nice, like the beach stuff. It'll still be warm,
Oh yeah.
but you can still go up to the mountains pretty close.
Hey,
and
that's pretty
have
nice.
the snow. So
Hey, I'm
I
moving.
just got out of his hypothetical
I'm moving
question.
with Rob.
No, you
I'm
did it.
moving with Rob.
I got out of
Hello,
this, so-
Whitney. Hello, Wendy. Glad you guys are joining us today.
Okay, so now, did you guys answer?
They haven't answered yet.
Answer. Eternal summer or eternal winter. All right. Are we going to go with Dave or are we going to save yours?
I like it.
Let's go to Dave.
Would you rather?
Is this your question or are you stealing this?
I got it from the internet, bro.
Okay, just clarify.
I'm just gonna be like, if my wife was sitting here and she's like, asked what is one of Dave's most hated things?
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Yeah.
Yes.
Would you rather brush your teeth with soap or drink sour milk? Wendy wants eternal winter, if it's typical Houston. Mine's very clear.
Mine's so easy.
I'm going the soap.
Soap. We're not
Soap-
trying to vomit.
Soap 100%.
Because you can spit it out. You gotta drink the milk.
Yeah, I'm good. All right. Roberto, do you got one?
Sure. You just won the lottery.
Mm.
$100 million. Would you rather get paid in the one lump sum or over, what did I do, 20 years?
20 or 30.
Something like that.
But what is the lump sum? What does it drop it down to?
Wherever you live and taxes and everything included.
Oh, so because usually when you win the lottery and it's like a lump sum, it's actually like a reduced amount. They're like, we'll give you
It is reduced.
$750,000 right now.
It is. So let's say it's like $75 million. So do you take all your taxes now? or do you try to wait over 30 payments?
$75 million. I'm taking it right now. I think that I will do better with my money than.
You're still going to lose a bunch more.
Yeah.
I, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, taking a lump. Now, probably taking payments.
Why?
Taxes.
Taxes?
Taxes are going to be changing.
Oh.
Taxes are going to be changing.
So you're predicting taxes are going down?
No, he was the opposite. Taxes are going up.
So here's the deal. Taxes will change for the next 30 years, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down. Where if you take that lump sum soon and the tax code changes soon, man, it's gonna be quite a hit all at one time.
I would take payments.
You would take payments?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I took a lump sum that I could use it to invest, and over the course of the lifetime of the payments,
I would prefer the lump, for sure.
Wendy Reeves is going to take the payments. The Currys, they're drinking the milk. That's gross.
There, just kick them off. Just done. That's gross. Currys, come on.
Why do you hate soap so much? Why do you hate it?
Have you ever drank sour milk? Oh, gosh.
They called it chunky lemon milk. That's not what it doesn't taste like lemons.
That's awesome.
It's like, ugh.
You know what? I planned this entire episode and I did not think of a would you rather, but I'm going to do this on my feet. All right?
Really?
Real simple.
You're sitting down.
Yep, I'm going to do it. I'm still on my feet. All right. So, we'll make it simple for you guys. Would you rather listen to the same album for the rest of your life, no other music except this one album, or would you rather
this is for real thinking on the feet.
Listen to a random song every single time you go to play music? You can never choose, and I'm talking about world library, not just like pop music, but like anything from any genre across the world. It's always random. You never get a choice. So same album for the rest of your life.
You get to choose it?
You get to choose that one album, or every single time you hit play on a device, you get a random song.
I'll choose that album, 100%. Just my luck, every song would be Spice Girls or Backstreet Boys.
Well, you were just telling me the new stuff you're starting to listen to.
What do you mean?
Influenced by your youngest child.
Oh my gosh, no. My Spotify's been wrecked.
Our child, kind of bitter about this.
You listen to Kids Bop?
No.
Baby Shark's on there a lot.
Baby Shark is actually on there. So, up until today, we actually made this change today. We've been on one Spotify account shared between me, my wife, and our oldest daughter. Well, my oldest daughter, she started listening to music, 5 months ago, on a phone, and she's wrecked my Spotify, just destroyed it.
Your curated playlist.
Every time it's a curated playlist, it's like this is just full of music that my daughter would listen to, which isn't like terrible, but it's not my choice. And then I was listening to his Spotify playlist the other day because they make daily playlists for you. Mm-hmm. And so I was listening to one, and it was a worship playlist. It was like, this has Bethel on it. This has Hillsong on it. So I was like, great. Random worship playlist. I'm in. I click it. Next, like 10 songs down, Banana Phone by Rafi starts playing. And I was like, my wife and my daughter have really just messed up my Spotify.
That's awesome.
That's what
I
he's
need a
claiming.
separate account.
He's claiming that, but
he is claiming it. All right, so we are in Love Week. We're a little bit over halfway through, and so Rob, if you just want to just kind of tell people, if this is maybe the first time hearing about it, what is Love Week and what are we trying to do as a church?
Yeah, no, Simply Love Week is 1 week that we really designate to take time out of doing the normal and really just want to push service. Obviously, living out our faith is something we want to do every day of the year, but we wanted to take special emphasis. Each quarter of the year, we try to do something a little bit more in terms of generosity. And so Love Week falls into that. And so we try to go out in the community, help people, help local ministries or nonprofits, and just really do practical ways of loving. As a staff, we had the chance to go to the Houston Food Bank. Can't say that. Houston. That's all in one word. Houston. The Houston Food Bank. As a staff team the other day, it was awesome. We spent about 3 hours down there, packaging. I don't know how many boxes of food that we put together that were going to individual families at different schools all over the city and providing food to them. And so, I mean, there's incredible things that happens when you serve. There's a joy that comes, and it was just fun as a team to do that. And so we just got that going on. And so throughout the week, all of our small groups are supposed to be doing stuff. And then on Sunday, this coming Sunday, we're not going to be doing service as normal. We're going to be meeting, kind of having a little pep rally, and then heading out into the community, whether it's picking up trash, whether it's helping out a local ministry that helps people get back on their feet and out of homelessness, to blessing some of the local firefighters, to the food bank over in Huffman. We just got a bunch of stuff going on, and just going to be out there and literally be the hands and feet of Jesus.
Cool. Hey, so Dave, can you tell all of the people why they should not be afraid to show up this Sunday? Tell them some of the things that they're going to be involved in and doing, maybe at Family Promise, and just kind of talk about that a little bit.
So Family Promise, I'm going to just give a little background so they are a homeless outreach ministry, and they're a little bit different than the norm, but they actually have a success rate that's also different from the norm, which is positive. What they do is they take in homeless families, and right now they have capacity for 3 families at a time. And what they do is during the week, weeknights, they partner with different churches in the local area, and the church will commit to a week, and what they'll do is they'll actually sleep at the church, but a family will come in and bring dinner and eat dinner with the family. So they're spending time with them, eat dinner, play board games afterwards, and then the family goes to sleep. Someone is staying there overnight with them. And then at 6 they leave, and then they have a home where it's called their day center. It's where they keep all their stuff, and then they can do their laundry. They can come back and have lunch, and kids go to school and stuff like that. But the crazy thing is, and what blew me away about this organization, is that they have an 85% success rate for people who go through their program, and the year after graduating their program still have a stable job and still have a stable living environment, which I think is just incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so for them, what we are doing is they have a fence at their day center that is in need of some help. And so what we're doing is we have a couple of groups this week that went and pressure washed the fence, so it's ready to be so it's prepped and ready. And then on Sunday, what we're going to do is we're just going to send a bunch of people over there and then stain their fence so it looks nice going forward. And I think that's really...
Yeah, we're also going to replace one section of it for them.
And then replace some of the boards that are messed up. And so really excited about getting the opportunity to do that. So that's one way to do it. And then we also have 3 different areas in the community we've picked to pick up trash. We've been driving around this week looking for different areas where it looks really bad, and we're just going to send out crews to go out there, pick up the trash. Then you just drop your bag on the side of the road, and we have somebody that's going to drive around and pick that up and bring it back to the church. But picking up trash is one of those. And then we have HEB gift cards, and so we're going to have 8 crews of people that go to HEB, buy supplies to make ice cream sundaes, and then we have 8 local fire departments we've picked out to go take that to. So that's an option as well. We also have in the building our kids team, so we will have ACC kids. I think that's important. I don't think we've been super clear about that until this week. We will have a place for your kids to go while you're doing these projects.
Or you can take your kids if you want to take your kids with you. But if you don't,
if you're doing trash or if you're staying in the fence, take your kids. But if you'd rather do it without your kids, we have a place for them. They actually have their own service project. They're working on bookmarks for Bibles that are going to be given away to homeless people in the area, so we're excited about that. And then we also have our foster outreach program in the church, our local foster outreach small group. They're putting together emergency placement kits and also sorting clothes for them. Did I get all? Is that all of
The
them?
other thing is we've been doing the canned food drive, and so we have a bunch of stuff you guys have so generously donated already. We're still accepting those donations, but we'll be kind of organizing that, delivering it to the Huffman Food Bank, and helping them put that away real fast.
Yeah.
So
So lots of different stuff. And food drive, yes. We are taking food right up until that morning because that's when we're taking it over. So
Yeah, definitely. So nothing to be afraid of. We just want to encourage you guys, get here on Sunday, 9:30.
9:30.
And we're just going to go out and be the hands and feet of Jesus. We're going to serve people. And man, it's not going to be your normal Sunday, but we do believe that God's going to do some powerful things. And so we just want to encourage you guys to be a part of the impact that we're having in this community.
And the tendency might be that it's a little scary. You don't know what you're necessarily going to run into. But I think embracing that and just being a part and being willing to serve, I think will make a huge difference. I think you will feel, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a great Sunday. And just, it's going to be awesome. So really excited
Yeah.
about it.
I'd say, I mean, we definitely want people to show up and be a part of it, but, you know, even if where you're at and you're not comfortable being around, obviously we're going to be outside. It's not like people are piled in together, and so I think there's space.
And
in
picking
that.
up trash, like you can have
Yeah.
as much space as you want from somebody else.
And even that, even if you're not comfortable coming and being a part of what we're doing here, don't just take a Sunday off. Maybe it's looking in your own community, your own neighborhood. What could you do? Is it picking up trash? Is it helping a neighbor with something? So just kind of having those eyes to be open.
That's really cool. So this week, or not this week, but this month, we just concluded a sermon series on marriage. And so I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on these two questions, and we definitely also want to hear from you. So with that, our first question is what did you learn during this series? So from reading the book by Jimmy Evans, and then also through the sermons, what are something that you guys felt like you learned during this series?
You got.
I'll
Dave.
go first.
I'll let you go first.
For me, I think it was not necessarily learning something, but it was being able to put into words a problem that we had in our marriage, and that was priority. I'd always heard about priority. I'd heard it taught before. I heard pastors speak about it, and that you should make your marriage a priority, and giving the list of priorities: God, spouse, kids, and then other stuff, however you choose to work that out. But it had never really been made clear to me the amount of times and the amount of frustration that I caused in our marriage because I did not give her the right priority. Just that idea of legitimate jealousy, that I had caused jealousy in my wife because she did not feel like she was the highest priority in my life, is probably the biggest thing that I learned from the series, and have been able to, I actually feel like I'm doing a good job of that in this season, because of our last season, I did such a terrible job at it. But to be able to put it into words and to be able to have conversations about it was super helpful for our marriage.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think one of the things I really liked and enjoyed was just being reminded and kind of even learning those aspects of the differences between a husband and a wife, the needs that we have, but just the way God has set it up. Obviously, we were looking at those two verses out of Genesis that kind of lay the foundation for this whole series. But then as you take those, and as Jimmy Evans has done, you put them into being these laws for marriage or for love, really how it complements, and how God, even in his word, as you look at Ephesians in that passage and throughout Scripture, how if you do it God's way, it works. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. But even just those things, that when I take time to focus on what I really should do as a husband for the better of my wife, it makes her a better wife, and that affects me. And I think that was just powerful to be reminded of that, to see that, to maybe see it articulated in ways I hadn't really noticed before.
Yeah, I think for me, there's several different things that just kind of stood out to me. Priorities definitely being one of them. and how it's just so easy to just almost kind of get to a point where you're like, man, I just really hope that my wife gets used to this pace, you know, and then realizing that like that's completely like the wrong way of thinking about it. But definitely something that I've been guilty of in the past, of just being like, you know, if it stays pretty hard for a long time, maybe we'll just kind of get used to this normal. And so realizing that, man, if, you know, you want marriage to work, it cannot be a lower or lowest priority. It's got to be something that God definitely comes first, and that she comes next. And so that was really big. I think another thing that this book kind of articulated for me was, like, we kind of laughed about it last week about intimacy and how that's different for guys and for girls. But really just letting it sink in what that means for women as opposed to what it means for me, and making sure that I'm not just looking always for my needs to be met, but also, like, you know, seeking out and trying to fulfill the needs that she has too. And so that's been really good for me, like, say, for it to be articulated in such a way of, we're supposed to be one flesh, not just, hey, you know, serve me because I need serving all the time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we would love to know from you guys, what's something that did you learn during the series? And then the second question that I have for you guys
Real fast.
is...
Hold on a second. Sarah Edmond, Spice Girls, and Backstreet Boys are not good. Just want to throw that out there.
Those were her albums?
Yeah, no, because I knocked Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys, and she said, she gave me a hard time about it. Jamie Conger, I don't know what album that would take much longer than this podcast would be. And that's what we got. That's
Cool.
our feedback.
All right. So one more question for you guys and for you guys at home is, what is something that you're going to change? Reading this book, maybe realizing that maybe something was out of order or something that you can improve upon. What's something that you feel like you might change?
Yeah, one of the things, we actually didn't really highlight this at all in any of the messages, and obviously we had 4 weekends that we were looking at, and so we weren't going chapter by chapter in the book, we were going by the laws in that. But one of the things he talked about in there was kind of these vision getaway retreats with your spouse, and the importance of that. And I think Crystal and I have tried to be intentional in our marriage, that you get those times away, that's just the two of you. But I liked what he talked about in just kind of making sure you're on the same page. What is kind of your vision as a couple, where you're going? We're getting ready to enter into a brand new season in our marriage of being empty nesters next fall, as Brett goes off to college. And so it's kind of like, so often I think we can get off in marriage, and the priority can be wrong, and so there's so much priority on our kids. Now, obviously, as parents, we're called to love our kids, to raise our kids, and to invest in our kids. But sometimes that can kind of take precedence over the marriage. And then all of a sudden those kids are gone, and you kind of can sometimes look at each other and be like, do we even have a marriage? And so, like, just knowing that's coming, and like, what does that look like for us going into that next phase? And so we actually, during last month, got a weekend away, and it's kind of what we talked about. I don't necessarily know we came out with a definite answer. I mean, obviously life is still busy with things, but like trying to decide, like, how do we make sure we stay on purpose and have kind of a direction we're heading. And so that was really a benefit that I took away.
My benefit is the same thing.
Good answer, Dave.
Yeah, good answer, Rob. Appreciate it.
Glad-
I would
glad I
say
could help.
for me, like, I would say, like, thinking through that process, we've been good about date nights. We've been good about talking about problems as they come up and trying to, like, be on the same page about that. But we have not been good about yearly trips where it's just us. Like, we've been pretty good about, you know, taking vacations together as a family every year, but we have not, like, I would say we're probably on a once every 4 or 5 year pace for trips where it's just us getting away. Now, we've done like a night away or something like that, but not like a trip away. And I love the idea of putting that into the idea of we're going to take this time away, but it's going to be time that we're specifically devoting to, having a vision for our marriage and our kids. I think that's really good.
Yeah, that's really cool. So for us, we do not have like a structured, this is what we do and this is when we do it sort of deal. And I think through reading this, that's been one of the things that I've kind of pulled away, that if you try to throw in a date night when, things aren't going so hot, sort of deal, like it's probably not going to be as effective as if you do it on a regular basis. And so for us, I think it really is going to be really similar in just carving out time and making sure that like we have some sort of structure, something to look forward to, instead of being like, man, it's been 6 weeks since we've gone on a date with each other, which is what we are kind of guilty of doing at times. So with that being said, is there something that you guys are going to change as a result to listening to this? Here at ACC, man, we care about marriages, we care about families, we care about you guys growing and becoming more healthy. I think one of the things I enjoyed the most from the book is it kind of challenges this notion that after the honeymoon and after the honeymoon feelings wear off, that you're just kind of destined to like live out the rest of your years in drudgery or just friendship, sort of deal. And one of the things that Jimmy Evans says is that like, man, I'm more in love and more passionate with my wife than I was when we first got married, sort of deal. And so I feel like that's something that is like, that's kind of like an unquestioned thing. Of course, the fire is going to burn down, sort of deal. And we've just come to accept that. And so how he challenges that and some of the love laws that he puts in place to make sure that doesn't happen is definitely something that I'm looking forward to incorporating into our marriage.
Yeah, I think what I love most about the book is that perspective, but even taking it a little bit further, it's the idea that if you are intentional and work on your marriage and live these laws, that your marriage will be great 100% of the time. Now, these laws are hard. It is not easy to do these things, but this is the way that God set up marriage, and he set it up this way on purpose because this is how it works. And I love the study that he talks about in the book where they took a study, this college did a study of people that were in their marriage, asked them if they were happy in their marriage, and they took everybody who said they were very unhappy and asked them 5 years later if they were still married. They asked them, if you're very unhappy 5 years later, where are you at in your marriage? And 95% of them said that they were happy. And I just love the idea that that time makes a difference. And I think Satan is really good at capitalizing on terrible moments where it's really hard and just making you think that this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life. Like that if I don't get out of this situation, this marriage right now, this is going to be the feeling that I have for the rest of my life. But that is not true. Like we are going to go through hard times, but those hard times will pass. And I believe that God wants great things for our marriage. So
cool. Rob, do you have any concluding thoughts on the book?
I would just challenge people. One of the things, I am not always a great person. Like, I'm going to read a ton, and that's actually one of the things coming into this year. At the end of last year, I said I want to start reading more. And so I don't usually like read for fun. That's not me. But this book, it's kind of the way I like to read. It's something that's going to challenge me. It's going to give me some practical things to do. And so I would just challenge people maybe to pick it up and read it and really get the essence of more than we could do in the series. Obviously, the series I thought was great. The content's there, but I think it would be great to see just people invest in their marriage that way and take that time and really look at it.
Very cool. Well, you can pick up the book if you would like. The 4 Love Laws by Jimmy Evans.
4 Laws of Love.
The 4 Laws of Love. Our series name.
It was Love
and
Laws.
that, yeah.
We changed it a little bit.
You can pick that up on Amazon, or you can listen to it on Audible, like I did. Well, I started in the book and then went to Audible.
You had a book and then you abandoned the book.
I abandoned the book.
Went to listening.
You know, honestly, I have about an hour plus every day running, And so it's just great to be able to listen to books.
Yeah, no, that makes a big difference.
So makes things not so boring. Anyways, with that being said, thank you guys for joining us today. We would love for you guys to continue to comment and to share this. And we will see you guys on Sunday for
Be ready to serve.
Love Week.
Love Week.
Love Week.
No normal services. Now we get to decide, and hey, in case we're still live, Sarah, you were awesome.